Hello, good morning. Welcome in, guys. We are currently out here in space. Looking for the gas incursion sites. I want to say we've done 2 of them so far. But yeah, it's side mission simulator right now, so. A T-bar, is in Derskova, Armstrong Nebula. Alright, journal, gas incursions. So we're in Trikshova, so Hong and Bamshi. So it's the four systems in this cluster, so it's not so bad. So Hong next. But how are you guys doing this morning? Everyone happy, healthy, wise? Doing good? Doing your best at the very least? Pomol is an enormous terrestrial planet with a very dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide and sodium. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sodium oxides and deposits of nickel. The resident Pomol was once covered with broad, shallow seas. Should a probe ever be sent to the surface, a check for ancient fossil life might prove valuable. With an orbit period of half an Earth year and a radius of 9,616 kilometers, a day length of 47 Earth hours, and atmospheric pressure of 31.59 Earth atmospheres. The surface temperature is 492 Celsius, and the surface gravity is 1.2 Gs. Casbin is a classic pre-garden terrestrial world, clearly similar to those of Earth millions of years ago. Its hot humid atmosphere is mainly composed of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. Increasing amount of the surface is covered by simple lichen and algae. Should no unexpected calamity occur, these tiny planets will change the atmosphere to an Earth-like nitrogen oxygen mix over the next few millennia. Due to its potential for future habitability and sapient life, Caspin has been designated a sanctuary world by the Synod Council. Landing is prohibited by law, and any disturbance to the fragile young ecosystems will result in harsh fines and imprisonment. At present, the planet is passing through the debris trail of a long period comet. With an orbit period of 1.1 Earth years, a radius of 7,819 kilometers, a day length of 44.6 Earth hours, an atmospheric pressure of 1.1 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 99 Celsius, and surface gravity 1.1 Gs. Sounds like a great place for the guests to be staging an attack. Okay. So we're going to incur massive fines from the Citadel for their being here. They're not going to like this. But... ooh, there's grass and everything. Okay. Map. Alright, we're gonna head that way, up that way, and then out to the Geth outpost. Because, you know, if we're gonna get fines and get yelled at for being here, we may as well do the whole thing, right? Go all the way, the whole 9 if you're getting yelled at, as it were. Because you're not getting yelled at, what's the point of being here, right? We zoom in. Uppies. Boop. Can I? May I? Alright, and up. And up. Up. Come on. There we go. Alright, and then what we want is on... oh! No! Abort! Alright. Up. Alright, and up. Jesus. Come on. Alright, and very, very carefully. Yeet. And up. Alright. And that gets us to there. Alright, there's what we're looking for. Oh. Okay. We park. There is an artifact here. Recover. Oh, I got myself stuck in the corner. There we go. Buried under the beacon was an identity tag for Captain Thane. No indication why it was hidden here or who buried it in the first place. Who's Captain Thane? I feel like that is a pertinent question or a relevant question. Great, some guy's buried here. It doesn't tell me if he's human or a Turian or, you know, just a name. Just a name, no other information on that, huh? In any case, we got another site that we're interested in. There we don't. Alright, back this way. Looks like we can climb here. Uppies. Oh. Uppies. Alright, and then this way. Okay, so we should have a mineral outcrop. Oh. I was gonna say up here, but apparently down here. Meow. Alright, a satellite of some kind. How is that not considered level terrain? Alright. What do you got? What treasures you got, Crash Probe? Hey! Currently 263 items. You're near the 300 item limit. What? You are forced to salvage any new items you find once you reach the limit. We love doing inventory management. Okay, so there's Geth over this way. Hello, Bard. Welcome in. You may be the first person in this morning. It's early. It's early on a Monday, right? Might just be me, you and me. Which is fine. Having a nice slow start, you know, lets me wake up and get stuck in a crevice, apparently. Well, how are you doing this morning, Bard? Anything interesting to start the workday? Well, you might not even be at work yet, but, you know, I'm going to assume that you're at work at this point. Uppies. Alright, come on. Hello, Omega. Congratulations on first. How is your morning going? And Bard says hello. Uppies. Thank you for paying your taxes and joining Team T. I should set up a new little bar down there. I see that turret. I saw that turret. Get out of here, turrets. And armatures. Too many enemies. Alright, and we back up. We regen our shields. And then we do it over again. Come on, shields. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. A lot of times, if you know, just go haul down, you know, you can make the fight easier on yourself. Back up for a second. Just realized that stream volume really low. How low? Like, were you about to tell me that my mic was muted or something? Were you about to tell me the entire stream was muted? I asked because, like, really low just means, you know, at that point, well, I guess if you had no audio at all, I'd be like, well, you were muted. I was thinking about it. You were thinking about it, and then you were like, I should chat. I had 1%. do you do that on Twitch when, like, you want to support people, but, oops. But, like, you just are watching something else? You know, like 2 streams or YouTube or something? Because I just mute the tab in that case. Over it. Nope. Yeah, I just mute the tab. It's a lot easier to realize than 1% audio, you know? Because the ads are also muted in that scenario, right? But yeah, I have found, like, muting the tab while I'm on a phone call or watching something on YouTube or whatever has greater success for me to realize that the problem is that I muted something than for me to, like, is the stream broken, and just, like, go through all that troubleshooting, which is check the volume slider, mind you. But often I've thought, like, stream's broken, right? Because I'll come in at the start of a stream and I won't realize, and so I'll be like, I think your audio might be broken, blah blah blah. And, like, I've had that conversation with people, and then someone was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, all right, maybe it's my end. Let me get back to you. You know, and it be what it be. But, like, I have found over time that I am the problem, and the easiest thing to do is do with that information what you will. A happy Monday. How are you, Mega? What's going on? What's good? What's Gucci? I am parkouring up these mountains, as you can see. Mountain? Nope. Come on. We're almost... There we go. Where are we going? Down the mountain. Got it. Yep. All the way down. Come on, Mako, you can do it. Alright. And... Ooh, that's a lot of gold. Alright. Come on. Nope. Hey, deposited gold. Alright. Map. Alright, so we never actually examined the communications array. We just kind of went there and got out, I think. Keyword is think, which is a dangerous proposition. You know what? We're just gonna go to the outpost. I don't feel like parkouring all the way over that mountain again. Now, maybe I can go... No, it was on top. Maybe I can go around this way. But, like, the original route that we took is definitely not accessible from over here. In any case, we zoom in. Woo. Alright. And uppies. Nope. Up. Come on. Nope. If I ever design a six-wheeler that's gotta do these things. It's a lot of streak. Oh, that's outside the mission area. Yeah, I don't think we can get up from this way. We'll put a pin in that for later. Or for not at all, because I'll forget that I said we were going to do it later. Okay, in any case, onward. Alright, so they're guessing these here hills. 25 stream streak. That's a lot of stream, Bard. Alright. Oh. Mako, a sniper weapon. Alright, and I see one more there on the left. I have a pip on my map. Oh, there's another tower behind. Found it. Whoop. Alright. Oh. Found them. Why they don't just drop like an armature or something is a little strange. They're just gonna drop ground troops to deal with my tank, I guess. And it could work, right? Anything's possible. Seems a weird choice, though. They have far more efficient options than sending shock troopers at me. But, you know, they don't seem to care about the longevity of their troops.
That's number 2. Let's hit the next base.
That's number 2. That was number 3 on my list. I did something horribly wrong. Okay. Well then. So that's Hong. Okay. And then Vamshi. So maybe we only did one last time. Mahi orbits the Vamshi binary giant stars. Vamshi A is a blue star of spectral class A443, which burns at half again the temperature of Sol. Vamshi B is an aging red giant of class M53, over 220 times the size of Sol. Mahi has a thin atmosphere of methane and carbon monoxide. The difference in temperature between the hemisphere facing the suns and that facing the deep space causes constant winds, stirring silica and sodium dust to the surface. Unsavory characters from the terminus systems occasionally use Mahi for forms of cruel sport, dumping slaves, hostages, and quartering shipmates, or even, when bored, vicious animals on the surface. Must kill the other before they are rescued from the lethal radiation of giant stars. With an orbital period of 5.9 Earth years, a radius of 5,727 kilometers, a day length of 55.3 Earth hours, the atmospheric pressure of 0.42 Earth atmospheres, a surface temperature of negative 121 Celsius, and a surface gravity of 0.8 Gs. Rex, Tally. Okay. And land. It also has grass of some variety. Map. Alright, so we've got Geth Outpost, Anomaly, Debris. So we'll do Outpost first, and then we'll swing back for the Anomaly and the Debris. We zoom in. For varying definitions of zooming. We're on the road in any case. Whoop. Okay. So, starting in, I want to say it's December. Maybe a bit sooner, but starting in December, first week of December, for sure. I should be changing my schedule so that I have Sundays and Mondays off. So we can keep doing Mass Effect Monday, that's fine. God, there was a lot of rockets raining down from up there. Yeah, I'm good to do Mass Effect Mondays still. But the schedule might be changing a little beyond that. So what we probably do is Sunday, Mondays we would do as normal. But Tuesdays, Wednesdays would go back to being days off. A Thursday, I would be a morning shift, so I'm good to still do something probably around 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. Fridays, I would be doing a morning shift. So if we were going to do a weekly co-working, it would either become an evening stream, which is fine. Or we'd have to shift it to Sundays and move JRPGs to another day, which would also work for me. Hello? So some of these were heavy turrets and not just our rocket troopers and towers. That's what I'm seeing there. But yeah, so schedule change should be coming eventually. Well, but also in December, I try not to do any story games anyway. So it'll just be a lot of variety, whatever, non-story content, right? So we could just hop back into Coral Island for the month or whatever, right? Coral Island, Stardew. You know, nice chill stuff for December. And then when people are busy with family and this, that, and another social event, you know, they're not going to miss anything. So no big story stuff. So yeah, likely no Mass Effect, no Fallout. Or we could go back to like other Fallout games like New Vegas or whatever and like, you know, do stuff like achievement hunting, right? You know, like we could play through Fallout New Vegas again, do some achievement hunting. You know, that's not so bad on the basis of, you know, no one's gonna miss it. I mean, they'll miss stuff, but they won't miss the entire story or whatever, right? Hello, Mr. Wreckage. We're doing good. Just talking about how the schedule is going to be changing in December and just kind of speculating what we're going to do. Co-working might end up on Sundays, which means JRPGs will just be another morning stream. Though they could become an evening time slot, I guess. Because, like, I think I might go back to taking Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. I just started streaming on Tuesdays and Wednesdays so we can do Jurassic World together, right? But yeah, Mass Effect on Monday, or multiplayer with Jester should be fine because I'll be off on Mondays. So like we could just make Mondays always for multiplayer, right? You know, whatever collabs we want to do, right? That could be the easiest thing to do for Monday if we want to do long streams still. Right, and that's what I'm saying is everyone is busy in December anyways. So what I think is easiest and what I did last year was no story games, right? You know, we'll go back and do achievement hunting in games that we've already beaten. We can just play non-story stuff like Stardew Valley and Coral Island, just so, you know, when I'm available, people have a place to hang out. I don't work Christmas and Boxing Day, so likely what'll happen is I'll do a Christmas stream again for you guys that don't have family or friends or whatever because they're too far away to travel and it's hard to get time off. So I'll be here Christmas Day to hang out with whoever's around. And then I'll do Boxing Day with my family. Because my parents live in town and they're not bothered with what day we do dinner. So that's kind of my plan, as it were. For what it's worth. But yeah, taking time off can always be good if you have other projects to work on, right? And you know, like for streamers, because you know, you all have your own Discords, right? Discord is a great way to keep in touch with people and, you know, share the progress of your project if that's something you want to do, right? Hey guys, sorry I haven't been around, but like, look at this cool thing I made. You know? Let people know that you're still alive at the very least. Map. Alright, and onward. That's what we plan on doing. Showing all the progress we make on the game and whatnot. There you go. I mean, you could just work on the game on stream. That being said, it's harder to make progress on projects when we're doing it on stream. But you know, like, that could be a thing. Like, every other week, you could do like a little, like, 1 hour stream to just show people and let people ask questions, right, in real time. Because often when someone shows me something on Discord, I have a follow-up question, and then, you know, they get back to me when they get back to me, right? Meow? There's supposed to be some... Oh, there it is. I was gonna be like, there's supposed to be debris here. Hello? Hooray! Yeah, I'm aware my inventory is full, game. You'd think I would do something about it, but I probably won't. I'm probably just gonna let you start scrapping items if we're being honest about it. Alright, so one more object to investigate. Somewhere over here. Going to be a thresher maw. It's always a thresher maw. Arc. Well. There it is. This massive skull is scored by deflected mass accelerator shots. The xenobiology fires your hard suit can't prevent its species. Must be brought here from an unknown world. I feel like this is going to be a trail that leads me to a beast that I gotta fight. That's my leading theory. Probably wrong, but it could also happen, right?
Securing point.
Recorder. Well, no ancient beast has ambushed me yet, so I may have been wrong on this one. This strange-looking sensor has some ancient graffiti scribbled on it. It appears to be marked with the Edison calling insignia. And we bail. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to assume that I made a horrible mistake. Nope. And this one is not actually done. Alright. So this was the plan that I was looking at when I logged in. Alright, let's see if there's a guest base here. We shall see what we shall see. Alright, open my map. Prothean Rune. Geth Outpost. Debris. So I went to that Prothean Rune. Did I just get like halfway through this planet and decide that it was time to go to work last week? Which is entirely possible, right? I guess it was 2 weeks ago because we played Dying Light with Jester last week, but like, it's entirely possible I just did half a planet and called it a day. Seems like a weird choice for me, but depending on the timing of when I had to go to work or if I wanted to go get food before work or something. Yeah, I didn't fix it. I guess I just did half a planet and called it a day. Hello, Craft Probe. What treasures do you have for Jamesy? And through. Yeah, 268 items. I got it. You know, the game is going to keep reminding me that my inventory is full. And I'm going to keep telling the game, yeah, that's cool, I got it. And then I'm going to be mad when it starts deleting my items. And the easy answer there is to fix my inventory issue by, like, selling or scrapping items, right? The only person that can and is going to fix it is me. Uppies. Uppies. What a lovely looking guest outpost. Nope, what a lovely looking empty guest outpost. Alright, well that was a bust. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Garrigan? John Thor is a large terrestrial planet with a thick atmosphere, carbon dioxide, and chlorine. The surface is mainly composed of aluminum with deposits of nickel. Surveyors found the ruins of a technical civilization near the equator, evidently the colony of an ancient spacefaring race. The ruins have subsided to almost nothing, merely wind-hollowed huts of archaeologies and other mega structures. The center of the ruins was a single column whose inscription defied translation for several centuries. When a sorry linguist finally managed a translation, the elaborate relief carving said merely, "Walk among these works and know our greatness." The crew scratches on the base of the reverse side said, "Monsters from the Ed." With an orbital period of 0.2 Earth years, and a radius of 10,480 kilometers, and a day length of 50... Oh, good lord. And a day length of 56.7 Earth hours. The Earth, with 0.96 Earth atmospheres, a surface temperature of minus 49 Celsius, and a surface gravity of 0.98 Gs. Prussia is a relatively small hydrogen-helium gas giant, with large amounts of hydrocarbons in middle layers of the atmosphere. When the Krogan rebellions ended 3 millennia ago, the Turian chief of naval operations, a distinguished soldier named Murkai, declared his immediate retirement. He disappeared into what was uncharted territory. It was only 200 years ago that his ship was found on the surface. It was found on the surface of Prussia's largest moon. It landed gently and being deliberately shut down. Of Admiral Murkai, however, no trace was ever found. With an orbit period of 0.7 Earth years, a radius of 38,480 kilometers, and a day length of 16.2 Earth hours. Raingri is a small barren terrestrial world. While it possesses a reasonably temperate climate and a number of useful resources, no mining corporation willing to risk investment. A rogue planetoid named Vast in the initial Solarian Surveyor team. A rogue planetoid dubbed Vast by the initial Solarian Surveyor team entered the system approximately 10,000 light years ago. It was trapped in a decaying orbit around Raingri. It's nearing the end of its slow spiral inwards. Earthquakes and cyclonic windstorms are increasingly common on Raingri. Within a few hundred years, the planets will rip each other apart. The Masari Travel Consortium is already now sponsorship of cruises to observe the spectacle. I swear that we've been to this one. Side quest, y'all. James gets lost. Alright, map. Yeah, everything's ticked off here. Engine debris, research camp, scavenger camp, gate pod. Okay, not even a gas outpost on that planet. Solurus is a small terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. The frigid structure is mainly composed of water ice, which can be plainly seen in the bottoms of recent craters. The dark coloration of the surface is caused by a carbon and ferrous material pushed up from the denser core by a cryovolcanic process. With an orbit period of 1.8 Earth years, a radius of 4,327 kilometers, a day length of 63.9 Earth hours, and an atmospheric pressure of 0.52 Earth atmospheres. Its surface temperature is minus 136 Celsius with a gravity of 0.46 Gs. Anti-Rumgon is a small rock and ice planet with a trace atmosphere of methane and ethane. The frozen surface is mainly composed of carbon with deposits of calcium. Anti-Rumgon has been used as a crude anchorage for terminus pirates for many years. The shells of temporary dwellings, blasted by Lance frigate patrols, dot the surface. But always, the pirates return to ground their ship's drive charges, chip on some water ice, and trade slaves and stories. The deeper layers of Anti-Rumgon's interior are semi-liquid slush due to the presence of methanol. It is thought that bacterium in the deep core create this natural antifreeze. Some species of terminus pirate drill through the ice crust to recover this natural alcohol. With an orbital period of 4 Earth years, a radius of 9,508 kilometers, a day length of 32.1 Earth hours, an atmospheric pressure of 0 Earth atmospheres, a surface temperature of minus 178 Celsius, and a surface gravity of 0.9. Okay, so feel like we're missing something here. Journal. Gas incursions. The outpost located in Gargan. Yeah, so there should be one per system, right? I am confused. Wait, hold on a second. Abort. Well, I guess we're landing. There was that listening post that I said that didn't really matter. That could also be it. Map. Escape pod, scavenger, research outpost, engine debris. So yeah, there's no definitive base in this system. But if we back out and head back over here, head to Vamshi. Come on, Normandy, you can do it. Mahi. We're just spitballing here, right? Map. Gas outpost. Engine debris. Race go. No, so, okay, so we definitely did this one. So where was that listening post at? You know, I often say something's going to be unimportant, and I am proven wrong. Alos is hydrogen helium gas giant. Prego is an enormous terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and ethane. Its surface is mainly composed of sulfur and deposits of aluminum, with no landing has ever been attempted. So how do we know there isn't Geth there? Just not going seems like a horrible choice, you know? I'm just gonna throw that thought out there. No landing we attempted, but we assume it's safe. That's bad logic. Okay, yeah, this is the one that had all the grass the first time, right? So I think that... I mean, I thought the last one was the one that the outpost. I've been wrong about a great many things in my life, and I will continue. I never actually made my coffee. My water's boiled. I mean, it better be. We're 40 minutes into stream. Water sure as shit better be boiled right now. Alright, so this guest communications outpost over here that I said was probably not what we were after, right? I did bring up. I did bring a Celsius to the desk. I don't need the coffee immediately, but I will make it during the ad break. Alright, so we got to parkour our way up the mountain again. Which is slightly easier, because we're just headed in a direction. We're not trying to get straight up the mountain this time, right? Yeah, we just want to make it to the top. By any means necessary, while we're still headed, you know, north. Puppies. Alright. And we zoom in. Oh. Alright, and this way. Allure? There we go. Alright, so there should be a gas listening post just over here. There's one of the turret bases. Up, up. Alright. Did we interact with this? Okay, so we interacted with it. Okay. Old deposit, Geth outpost. So, journal. I'm confused. So, we've definitively done 3. So we're just hunting down the last one. I wish it would let me look at the map of the planet before we actually dropped. Because, like, you know, like, hey, we've done this one. And then we don't have to land on the planet, check the map, head back to Normandy, and there are 2 loading screens, you know? It is fine, Moon. It's fine. It's just annoying that it won't tell me which planets we've eliminated the outposts on. Even though that's something that would definitively be logged when you did it, right? Hey, Citadel, we took out a Geth outpost on, you know, whatever, in the Armstrong Nebula. Great. You know? None of this, well, I did this, but now I don't remember which ones I did. Okay, so this one's for sure done. A piece. There's minerals back here at the very least. Nope, nothing. It just, yeah, the log says, go eliminate the Geth outpost in these 4 systems in the Armstrong Nebula. So, this is the log that we have. Eliminate all 4 outposts identified in the Armstrong cluster. The outposts are in. So, for what that's worth.
Let's get moving.
Yep, so we'll just work backwards through the 4-star systems this time. Because I ain't got other answers. That was my knee again. Okay, and T-bar. But yeah, it's annoying that I need to land, look at the map, go, yeah, we've definitely done this, and then bail, right? Should just let me see the map before we land. But also on that token, they should let me see the map and pick where I want to land. You know, if they're just yeeting me out of the Normandy anyway. You know, if it seems to be all the same to them. Protein rune. Crash probe. Alright, so yeah, we've definitely done this one too. I guess the other option is to double check that one of the planet systems doesn't have 0 outposts and one of them has 2. Because it could be that there's 2 landable planets in one system, but I can say that we did this one. Because we can enter through the narrow crevice out front here. And I remember using the, trying to go over the mountain, which was a horrible idea. And then using the crevice and like, just backing out, to recover shields right around this corner, right? So, yeah, this one's done. So, like, mathematically, like, by the logic of there's 1 per system, it has to be over here. Well, how are you doing this evening, Moon? Moon, second is still available if you want it. To save you from doing what you did yesterday, and taking third, and then being like, "Ha, second was available," which I thought was funny. Wreckage. On that note, second is available if you want it. You can race Moon for it if you care. Yeah, only Rain Geary here. Congratulations on third, Wreckage. Well, Moon, second is available if you want it. There you go, guys. I mean, you could also take the route that I take and just not do them. Just on the basis of, like, I think it's more exciting for other people to get it. People know that I'm always around. Feels like less of a race an hour in anyways. Okay, so all these are ticked off that we did them. Scavenger camp, escape pod, research outpost, engine debris. I'm gonna Google this. I am much confusion. Geth incursion, UNC Geth incursions. UNC Geth incursions. Mass effect 1. Hello? Okay, okay, so Mahi, Casbin, Antibar, Rangri, Alright, we're gonna just work through these in the order that they list them. I'm confusion. So Mahi. What planet am I on? Journal. Death incursions. Garrigan. Hong, Antibar. Okay, so this one is the Overrun Outpost. So this one is here. It is also possible that, like, I died and forgot that this existed. Hello, Yusuf. So, what are your guys' thoughts on first, second, and third redeems? Like, do you enjoy them? Do you think it's kind of a hassle? Like, because, like, I like them the first, like, couple times when I'm in chat. But in communities where, like, I'm often one of the first people to show up, I've started not doing it. Because, A, often I show up and I immediately have to bail to go do work or something. So I'm there, but I'm not present, right? So it feels, disingenuous to claim it, you know? Maybe not disingenuous, maybe that's the wrong word, but, like, it feels weird to claim it if I'm not going to be present, is kind of where I'm at with it. Whereas days that, like, I am present to actually hang out or whatever, I'm not bothered by taking it, because I was, in fact, first, right? That is true, Rec, but I often find that people here don't use it. Right? So it just feels like a waste of 3 slots, I guess, that I could use for other things. Alright, thanks for the tab, Yusuf. Enjoy your lurkies. But, like... Alright, so this is the research outpost. This is where I'm supposed to be. For varying definitions of supposed. There's still loot here, so... You know, I'm willing to bet that I saw research outpost went, this isn't a guess incursion, and I was crunched for time, so I just never came here. And that's our problem this week. You are right, though. They are, quote-unquote, fun. And don't require too much work, but, like, I guess my issue being that, like, we're an hour in, and there's been lots of people that have been by, right? So, like, if people just are disinterested in it, it might be time to find some other redeems, right? It's one of those frustrating balancing acts that I'm finding is, like, finding things that, you know, people are interested in or want to engage with, right? That is... You know, an assault rifle might serve me better right now. If husks are just gonna run at me,
Area secured.
no, that is my assault rifle. Alright. What do I know about anything? Yeah, I don't know. I just have mixed feelings about a lot of things lately. Just like watch streaks or, you know, something we were talking about the other day where, like, I like the idea of being able to announce it. But it's also one more notification that people are going to get if they miss the stream and they have follow notifications turned on, right? So, like, for that reason alone, I think I might turn them off. But I don't think it affects how many channel points you can get. Like, you still get your channel points either way. Oh, that was me throwing a grenade. I keep forgetting it that I don't manually reload. It is not great that I keep throwing my grenade just for funsies. Equipment. So that's just definitively better. I mean, a 9 is better than an 8, but they're gonna have the same stat range, so. Okay, we'll just take a version not. Yes, why don't we upgrade from a 6 to a Heaven forbid I ever actually, like, do all the things that the game wants from me, huh? Dampening. Oops, I was using that. Alright, longer duration, less power. Better cooldown bonus, that's fine. Equipment, Rex. Okay, nothing's better than that. Shotguns. That's the same. You do need another mod, though. Pistol. Apparently, I just stopped upgrading weapons that they don't use. Could be my only assumption at how, like, everyone still has at least one level 6 weapon, you know? Alright, we do have ads rolling in, like, a few seconds here. And I do need to use the washroom, so... This is as good as time as any to take a little break, I think. We do not have a better Turian armor. She has a... Oh, because she's got the one that we got from that quest for saving the guy. I was like, she's got a really good amp there. And she could have had a better one if we had waited to do that quest, apparently. Because that is a piece of scaled loot. Oops. Snowblind. Frictionless. Kinetic. Oops. Frictionless. Shotgun. Canna 9. She gets another mod. Alright, and ads. Alright, so I will be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to run to use the washroom. I recommend you guys fill your water, get a snack, and do what you need to do. And I'll see you in about 180 seconds. I have good news. You guys beat me back from the ads because I was pooping. Do with that what you will. But, man. No, but I've been finding, for these RPGs and stuff, where I have the capability to get up and move around and take a little break, it definitely is, it is better, than just sitting and, playing the game for 4 hours straight, right? Electronics dampening, shotguns, first aid. Increase the radius sounds very useful to me. Okay, so this way. But yes, I hope you guys got up, filled your water, and did what you had to do. Are they behind me? Don't let them melee you. I mean, I guess you could let them melee you. I can't recommend it, though. Open. Our inventory is very full. They are correct. That is a truth fact.
That's the last of them.
It is not the last of them. I see at least two. Yeah, they're behind us still. There's a lot of them. Hello? I see you. Okay, there's at least one more here. And then one there. Okay, we move up. We take cover. We send a companion there. Companion there. Guys? That's not where I asked you to be. Okay, cool. At least you made it to where I need you. Okay, Rex, you're gonna move up, take that corner. There we go. See, we're actually doing something. We're not just sitting here. Okay, so that's there.
I think we got him, Commander.
You know, that's what you guys said last time, and clearly I walked like 8 steps and found more of them, so. Okay, around that corner is my exit. There's got to be at least one more fight here. Hello? Not one more fight? Is there going to be a fight outside? There's going to be a fight outside, isn't there? There's almost usually a fight outside. Yep. Yep. So we get in our car, right? It's called overwhelming firepower. Oh, and we're stuck. Fine. Where's the other one? There's at least one more enemy here. Hello? There should be at least one more enemy here. Hello? Whoop.
I thought one of these outposts would be a major base of operations.
Hold on. This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside the star cluster.
The main Geth base. Use the signal to lock onto its location and go take it out.
Okay, perfect. That's what we're looking for. Why'd we get out of our car? We could have had that conversation either on the Normandy, in the compartment of the car. We could have literally been doing anything. Also, that's on me for not assuming that the outpost was where I was supposed to be. Welcome to me, driving around for like 10 to 15 minutes, not knowing what was going on. Benda. Medallion recovered. Scouts of Benda recovered an ancient slayer and vessel. A small team was dispatched to search for valuables. The only item of value was a League of One medallion. Benda has a dense atmosphere of sulfur dioxide and chlorine. Though technically classified as a terrestrial world, but the surface of the planet was never cooled enough for a crust to form. It is a global sea of molten rock. Like Xerox, its atmosphere is being blasted away by the solar wind. Once the atmosphere is gone, Benda's surface will be a mere 400 degrees Celsius. With an orbital period of 812.3 Earth years, a radius of 6,780 kilometers, a day length of 41.2 Earth hours, and atmosphere pressure 26.35 Earth atmospheres, and surface temperature 31.51 Celsius. Xerix. Light metal surveyed. While scanning this planet, you detect a large deposit of beryllium on a small nearby moon. Xerix's nitrogen argon atmosphere is being blasted away by the solar wind of the blue giant Grissom. Its surface consists of seas of loose silica dust, some kilometers deep, which periodically swirl into global sandstorms. Many unmanned probes to Xerix have been lost over the years. The investigation has attributed all to mechanical failure or computational error. A popular extranet meme insists that the entire planet is composed of dormant nanotechnology created millennia ago by a race even more advanced than the Protheans. One of the stories, Xerix's silica dust is actually disassembler robots which periodically awaken to defend themselves. Though discounted by every reputable scientist, this theory has been popularized by a series of sensational texts by a sorry author, Dulce Orthisa. With an orbital period of 266.8 Earth years, a radius of 6,729 kilometers, a day length of 51.5 Earth hours, an atmospheric pressure of 0.32 Earth atmospheres, a gravity of temperature of 959 Celsius, and a gravity of 0.61 Gs. Notaban. Notaban is a hydrogen helium gas giant with traces of ammonia. Molecular nitrogen is present in the highest levels of the atmosphere, giving the planet's odd violet tint. The upper levels of Notaban's atmosphere are inhabited by shoals of tiny ammonia-based life forms, no larger or complex than the plankton of Earth's oceans. Unlocked by air pressure and wind, these bioluminescent creatures constantly flee from the approach of the Terminator. Should they be exposed to the light and the heat of the Grissom, they die. With an orb period of 990.5 Earth years, and a radius of 73,314 kilometers, and a day length of 16.9 Earth hours. The Moon. Solcrum is the largest moon of the gas giant Notabene. It has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The crust is composed of various metals with deposits of sodium. As with every body in the solar system, the surface is scorching hot and thoroughly irradiated by the blue giant Grissom. Surface excursions without proper protective gear are certain to prove fatal. On approach to Notabene, Normandy's passive sensor array intercepted a fragmentary coded transmission from the surface of Solcrum. Attempts to decrypt this message were fruitless. It does not appear to be in any software coding language used by Citadel races. The orbital distance is 10,367,883 kilometers from Notabene. The orbit period is 0.6 Earth years, with a radius of 4,534 kilometers and a day length of 0.6 Earth years. The atmospheric pressure is 0 Earth atmospheres with a surface temperature of 351 Celsius and a gravity of 0.8 Gs. Come on, Rex. Come on, Tally. Whee! Boop. Alright, and the first thing we do is we pause. We save. Because we're like an hour in and we haven't saved yet. And I don't want to go through the whole defeat bases again. Map. So that's us. That's Anomaly. That's certainly something. Okay, so we'll go south and swing around is kind of the plan, I guess. Hello, Hill. Can you be rocket boosted up? I think so. Uppies. There we go. Look at that. Look at the game cooperating with what I would like to be doing. Boop. Alright, so anyways, we got a Anomaly. Right. Top of the hill? Top of the hill. That's not a hill that I'm going to rocket boost up. So we skirt the edge of the hill looking for a place that we can get up. Maybe here. Then up. Alright, and... oh. There it is right there. Hello, Asari capsule. Matriarch Delinger's writing. There are several artifacts stored here, all worth it except for one of Matriarch Delinger's writings. Whether they're covered at this dig site or elsewhere is unclear.
Let's get moving.
How many of the writings do we have? 2 Prothean artifacts. Notor Crux, samples. Rogue VI. 7 out of 10 writings. 3 League 1 medallions. 9. We're getting there on those. Okay. Map. So we've got a debris over there. To the east. Alright. And this way. And down. Alright, and this way. Okay, so there, and then we'll swing northwest to hit the, what I presume is the guest base, but is, as of yet, unmarked, right?
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Joker, Joker, you're not my manager.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
First of all, there's debris right here. Second of all, I am like 2 squares within the range of the operational area. Which I guess does constitute going beyond, because it's implied that I'm going to hit it, but... you know? Alright, get in vehicle. Map. right near. Alright, well, let's head north. Let's make Joker happy. You're going beyond the range. Alright, I'll turn back. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This way. Alright, uppies. Alright, and we're... Oh, that was our vehicle being vertical. Useful for a jet or a fighter or a plane or a shuttle or anything that needs to, you know, gain altitude. Not so much for my six-wheeler, you know. Alright, we do have sight on some turrets on the radar, so definitely where we want to be. I think we want to take the high ground against it, though. So parking up here works for me. Yep. If I can take out these armatures without actually having to engage them, that'd be pretty cool. Oh. We have taken a lot of damage, so we're going to back up for a second to A, repair the make-out, B, repair our shields, C, pour some coffee. Because, you know, downtime on game means it's coffee time. Alright, so our front right wheel is still damaged, but we are also down one of their turrets and one armature, right? So it is a lot less damage we're taking. Oh. I did not mean to yeet myself down the mountain thusly, but here we are. Okay, so that's both rockets that remain. Oh, it's a Colossus, not an armature. Well, that would explain why it took a lot more doing. Now, we do have the option of moving to make it harder for him to hit us. I'm just lazy. Alright, so there's the Colossi, such as they are. Alright, and now is a standard breach and clear, right? We don't really breach, but, you know, still counts. Tally here. Rex there. Well, that was Rex's cover. Fine. Okay, we push in. Okay, I see the rocket trooper on the high ground. Oh, just a juggernaut, huh? As the last gas falls, you hear music from across the room. On the monitor, a chorus stands before a hushed crowd, warbling a mournful cappella of worlds and innocence lost. The chorus song is dispatched to the guest worlds behind the Perseus veil. The transmitter shuts down. Can I capture this? You know, I was expecting a bit more for the last base, if I'm being honest. Gas terminal. Boop, boop, boop. You discover a number of encrypted gas files. In the proper hands, they can reveal much about the evolution of the gas since the banishment of the Quarians. I mean, can't I just give them to Tally and let Tally figure out who would benefit most from it? Alright, 277 out of 300. Yeah, I know, game. You've been telling me about this forever. The game is over my shit about not clearing out my inventory. Heal. I know there's not another enemy, but if we use the med gel, we can also loot another one if we encounter one up here. Any treasures hidden back here? No. Boring. Alright, and this way. Alright, so nothing up there. So, journal. Tally and the guest. Speak to Tally. Oh, okay. Okay, so first thought, best thought. Can we just give this information to Tally? Yes. Well, I'm glad that like sometimes in games, what I say is, well, we should do this is exactly what the game wants me to do. I'm not making illogical assumptions. Boop. Exit. Go to vehicle. Recall to Normandy. Alright, Tally. Tally hangs out down in the reactor room. And we should go talk to the quartermaster to sell some of our extra gear. So that they can stop telling me about it. See, I'm learning. For varying definitions of learning. I really do like how the elevators are the loading screens, though. It feels a lot more seamless or whatever, right? Ashley, Garrus. Ashley, you want to talk about Kaiden?
Commander?
About Lieutenant Alenko. How are you holding up?
Can't say I'm better. Sorry for anything I said back there. I don't want any deaths on my hands, and it's my fault.
Is it?
Williams, listen to me. I'm in command of this mission. I made the call, not you. He's dead because of me.
It's funny. I don't have any fear of dying for the Alliance. But when I think of someone dying for me, if you don't mind my asking, how did you deal with the losses in Earth?
I vowed to do better.
It's my job to get everyone out safe. I failed. I vowed not to let that happen again. Same here. I'll remember him, and I'll do better for him.
Yeah. I guess that's all we can do. Thanks for the advice, Commander.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
We've got a hard fight ahead. Fleets of AI dreadnoughts who've exterminated all life dozens of times over. I think the odds are against us.
I mean, we're approving them.
We have an advantage. We know they're coming, and we know about their indoctrination.
I don't plan to lie down and die, Skipper. Don't worry about that. But I'm infantry. Against Reapers, my rifle may as well fire spitballs. I won't have a place in this war. That's what pisses me off, not being able to shoot back.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
We're already talking one-on-one.
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Because they're not
They may not
Alliance.
serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You're on
That's
live.
enough, Chief. You always second-guess your superiors?
Ma'am, no ma'am. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
That's right. You behave. All right. What do you got to say, Rex?
Stealing an Alliance ship? Risky stuff. I hope you know what you're doing, Shepard.
You too?
Think I'm crazy, don't you?
Sometimes crazy is the best way to go.
Sometimes crazy is the only way to go.
I just hope they don't catch us before we get our hands on Saren.
You and me both.
I just hate to get stuck now.
So long, Rex.
That was a short conversation. All right. Rex ain't got anything to say about it.
I can't believe we stole the Normandy. It's risky, but hopefully it'll pay off.
Garrus, I can't believe you stole everyone's heart and you got voted in as the character that got carried over.
We'll be fine, Garrus. Just be ready when we find Saren.
Yes, Commander.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Truth.
Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Tell me more.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
Man, I feel like I haven't talked to this guy all
What do
game.
different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay. So we can get level 10 weapons. And boy, are we going to. Then we're going to sell. And what we're going to do, sell all junk, sure. Alright, so we're going to scroll to the bottom of the list, right? We're going to be here a while, apparently. We'll just casually scroll through 300 items, because heaven forbid I actually clean out my inventory more than once a career, apparently. But all this level 4 and 5 stuff, way down here at the bottom, right? You know, don't need. So we're gonna mark it all as junk. And we'll sell anything that's below a 7. I think it's gonna be our plan here. We're slowly getting there. There's got to be a better system, but I can't tell you what it would possibly be, so this is what we've got, right? And it's looking like that'll clear up like a quarter of our inventory anyways, which is probably enough to carry us through the rest of the game if we're not randomly buying stuff. Alright, actually we'll sell all these too. We might keep some of the mods because they might be useful to us. But okay, so that'll get us to a reasonable thing. Press Y to sell all junk. And we're loaded with cash.
Looking for supplies?
Yes.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Alright, let's see what else you got. Level 7 Spectre weapons. Marginally better. I mean, that's a really fast fire rate. We'll take that. You know what? We'll take all the level 7 Spectre weapons. That's fine. I can't equip heavy armor. Right? Equipment. Armor. Yeah, I can't equip heavy armor. So we're looking for medium armor for me.
Looking for supplies?
Ashley could equip a heavy, though.
Let's see what you got.
If I needed Ashley, so. Heavy, medium, human. So 30. Yeah, that's not better. Alright, so you ain't got a lot for us here after we bought all the Spectre weapons. That being said, you know, if I go to my equipment, right? Definitively better. That is nearly 33% more damage, right? And, you know, these are the Spectre weapons. So we'll take them for us. Makes us seem like a bad friend, but, you know, it be what it be. That's more toxic damage. Alright. Liara. No, Tally. There's Tally. And we'll grab the stuff for our codex. Hello, Engineer Adams.
Into the Terminus systems, Commander. Don't worry, ma'am. The Normandy's a hell of a ship. She'll get us through this. Heard we're headed into the Terminus systems, Commander. Don't worry, ma'am. The Normandy's a hell of a ship. She'll get us through this.
Okay, Okay, Tally, you're the only other person that here wants to talk to me.
Fugitives on the run. Very exciting, Shepard. I wonder what the Council would do to us if we got caught.
Not we're gonna worry about it.
The Normandy's the best ship in the fleet. They'll never catch us.
I hope you're right.
Investigate
Tell me
Quarians.
about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Like what?
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Okay. Conclave?
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
That's not really democracy.
Power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency.
Ah.
To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
That's a pretty good
I
system.
want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Alright, tell me.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Okay. Isn't AI
How
illegal?
come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
Okay.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
That's a dangerous game.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each
Okay.
Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
So like, it'd be like if we were close by, our low-level function would be handled by the group, such as breathing or heart rate or whatever, right? And we'd be allowed to have more expressive and individual thought because we're not sharing brain power for that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Hello, Jester.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Why?
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
I mean, kind of what you would expect if someone tried to deactivate you and you're a robot, right? Kind of what happens with
You can't
Skynet.
blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Okay.
You got what you deserved.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Not everyone.
Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Okay.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Sounds
I can't
dangerous.
believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Alright, let's change
About
topics.
something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Okay, so Tally and the Geth. Speak to Tally once you're back in the Normandy. That's what I'm doing. Tally?
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Of
Is
course.
something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
For your pilgrimage.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
But then you'll leave me.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Seren. But my people need this.
To kill the
You
Geth.
think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Okay.
Go ahead, make a
That
copy.
seems reasonable.
My people, I owe you a great debt, one I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Seren and his Geth armies are defeated.
But will you stay with me forever, Tally? You are best girl.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Where's my smooch Tally
Your
command?
ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Normally they're not.
Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
You're into
I had no
ships?
idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
300 years
I
ago?
can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I should go.
See you later.
Alright, journal. Oh boy, do I have side quests though. Besiege base. Go to medical base. Go to the medical base on Coho, located in the carcass system of Hades Gamma cluster. Eliminate the biotics while avoiding. Okay, Hades Gamma carcass. Hey Garrus. Did I talk to Garrus already?
Well, it looks like we're free and clear so far. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
It's not that
For the
bad.
most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
I mean, are you gonna commit war
If
crimes?
the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Alright. That's Garrus. Ashley ain't got anything else to say.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Okay. And Rex ain't got anything to say.
Commander, things got heated back on Vermeer. You did what you had to do. I respect your choice.
I appreciate what you did, Rex. I won't forget it.
Just make sure it was worth it. Saren has to pay for what he's done.
We'll have him soon enough. Then he can answer for his crimes.
He'll do more than just answer if I have anything to say about it.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Alright, so Garrus, Rex, Tally. Yeah, that's everything we gotta do there. We can check in on Joker and Presley, I guess. I should probably talk to more of the crew, because we got a lot of codex entries from just talking to Tally there. Wrong way. Oh, and we could check in on Dr. Chakwas and Liara. Shepard's locker. Hello, Dr. Chakwas.
It's strange, being a fugitive from the Alliance. This crew has sacrificed everything for you, Shepard. Don't let us down. It's strange, being a fugitive
Alright, so
from
you
the
ain't got anything to
Alliance.
say to me.
This crew has sacrificed everything for you, Shepard. Don't let us down.
Okay. Hello, Liara. Miss Shadow Broker.
This will all be over soon, Shepard. One way or another. This will all be over soon, Shepard. One way or another.
Alright, so you ain't got anything to say to me. Well, the scientists, have zero things to say to Shepard. You know, you'd think that we'd have at least a few more Marines or something to help us out, you know? Not just 6 dudes against the galaxy. Nothing there. Alright, and uppies. Okay, so we're headed to... Hey, Navigator
I
Presley.
can't believe we stole the Normandy. I know we'll all be court-martialed if this doesn't work out, but part of me loves this.
Part of me loves this. Okay, Hades Gamma Cacus. open.
Message from Admiral Hackett, Commander.
Oh.
Patching it through.
We just received your report. Looks like this Geth incursion was bigger than we thought. They were probably preparing for a major offensive in the system. We're increasing patrols in the Armstrong cluster to make sure they can't establish another foothold in the region. Nice job, Shepard. You saved a lot of human lives on this mission. Hack it out.
Alright, so Armstrong... No. Hades Gamma. We're in Armstrong. Voyager, Hades Gamma. Plutus, Antaeus. There's a lot of... Is there more systems as I play through the game? Which makes sense that you can't, you know, inadvertently go somewhere and screw up the story flow or whatever, right? Xantar, Coho. I want to say it was this one. So we'll work our way in. Trey-Armas is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with a powerful magnetic field, making it a popular discharge site for freighters working the Anasi-Ishtar shipping route. It is popular enough, in fact, that quarter ships can often be found loitering in orbit, selling freighter crews cheap refreshments, salvage, and odd craftworks assembled by their children. The order ship is in orbit at present, however. The orbital distance is 51.8 astral units with a period of 286.7 Earth years, a radius of 42,211 kilometers, and a day length of 12.8 Earth hours. Oh. A large but low-density terrestrial world. Farangor is generally believed to consist mainly of water ice, occasionally upwelling of metals, caused by the interacting tidal forces of several large moons. Its core is small, but extremely dense. Farangor has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of dark carbon-laced ice, water ice. 10 years ago, Farangor's grim surface color and dim illumination drew the cinematographer Risa Overson to film the exterior scenes of Starless on location. Knowledge of the masterpiece of Gothic horror, the sets, well preserved by the vacuum, draw hundreds of tourists to this backwater system every year. With an orbital distance of 20.2 astral units, an orbital period of 69.8 Earth years. Oops. A radius of 11,129 kilometers, and a day length of 69.6 Earth hours. With zero atmospheres, and a surface temperature of minus 144 Celsius. Zamari is a small airless crater terrestrial, a lifeless rock quite similar to Luna. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of silicates, though one hemisphere has several seas of dark basaltic rock. With an orbit period of 36.1 Earth years, a radius of 2,236 kilometers, a day length of 42.1 Earth hours, zero Earth atmospheres, a surface temperature of minus 117 Celsius, and a gravity of 0.19 G's. Okay, we got ads in like 4 minutes. I'm just gonna run the ads now so I can go clear my throat, and then we'll do the last 2 planets and get on with this mission. So make sure you guys fill your water, get a snack, and do all those things, and I'll see you in 180 seconds. Alright, and welcome back from the ads, guys. So we got Zayarder, an enigmatic terrestrial planet. Zayarder has a hazy atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of calcium with deposits of sodium. 3 times in the last century, ships stopping to discharge at Trey-Armas have reported geometric patterns of light on the dark side of Zayarder. Attempts at closer investigation proved fruitless. The lights disappear when ships move approach the inner system. I assume it's supposed to be ships move to approach the inner system. With an orbit distance of 2.0 astral units and an orbit period of 2.1 Earth years. A radius of 5,535 kilometers and a day length of 53.8 Earth hours. The atmospheric pressure is 0.5 Earth atmospheres and a surface temperature of 166 degrees Celsius and a surface gravity of 0.7 G's. And we survey it, and we get... Scans of this planet have revealed a large deposit of mercury. Coho is a terrestrial planet whose surface is mainly composed of aluminum, with numerous deposits of calcium. Though it has enough mass to retain a dense atmosphere, Coho is nearly a vacuum. This lack of atmosphere allows a moderate to average temperature, but the differences between day and night are extreme. The surface of Coho's sunward-facing side is usually covered by a haze of volatiles, mainly water vapor and carbon dioxide, which returned to the ground as frost over the course of the long cold night. The Suture Foundation established a research outpost on Coho to base the native subterranean life of Coho, which shows incredible resilience to extremes of heat and cold. With an orbital distance of 3.7 astral units, a orbital period of 5.4 Earth years, and a radius of 8,000 kilometers. Its day length is 54.5 Earth hours, with an atmospheric pressure of 0.0 Earth atmospheres. The surface temperature is 11 degrees Celsius, with a gravity of 1. Rex and Tally. Alright, so what do we have here? How do I save my hostages? Are the hostages able to be saved is also the question. Because we are the good guys, so there is scenarios wherein they're too far gone for us, right? Anomalous signal. And the most important things to be finding are the anomalous signals. Debris is also useful, but anomalous signals are generally the things that we need for, like, League of One or Turian colony insignias. So we'll do all three because it's not a particularly large map, but you know. Uppies. Alright, and alright, research outpost. Alright, generator, a locked crate, transmitter device. Close to the transmitter, your comms pick up recordings of a wistful string quartet. You power the system down. Whoever lived here, they haven't been back for some time. The crates are covered with co-host chalky dust, and the status lights of the shack indicates the atmosphere ran out long ago. Alright, Alright, and Matriarch's writings. While shifting through the pile of debris, you discovered another Matriarch delinquent's writings. It's in bad shape, but mostly is still intact. We got a small amount of level 9 weapons. It looks like someone has been living in this place. This small crate houses some stale food and one of Matriarch delinquent's writings. It's still in fairly good condition. I'd like 2 writings. Is there a 3rd writing in this wall safe? So, because that would imply that there was an Asari living here, I think. Not clear who owns the container. We discovered one of Matriarch delinquent's writings inside. Yeah, that's 3 here. Is that all the writings? Distress call, Major Kyle. Sorry, Zeltan, reporter. Yeah, that's all 10 writings. That's all 10 writings. We can stop searching for those. That's... Okay, so there's 3 of them here. Huh. Now, I wonder... Now, I know that some things, like, we've got more than we actually need. So I wonder if this is, like, kind of a deal where it's like, hey, if you found this, like, you know, you have a huge head start on whatever. Also, no achievement for getting all 10 of them, which is, you know... I wouldn't call it a bummer, but, like... You know... It just seems a little like that should be an achievement. And it could have been an achievement on Xbox and not on Steam, right? It could be like, get all the collectibles on Steam for your achievement or whatever. You know? Not all things have to be the same across all platforms. Alright. So what do we got here? Debris. This way. Uppies. Alright, and we zoom in. Okay. So, we're going this way. Alright. Wherefore is that debris? Oh, right over now. Perfect. This is a very open field. It'd be a shame if there was a Thresher Maw here. I swear that if there's a Thresher Maw here, I'm just gonna uninstall the game at this point. Thresher Maws are like the biggest pain in my ass. Like 0 to 10, do not recommend. Exit. Alright, Alright. Perfect. And no Thresher Maw, so victory to us all. I don't have to uninstall the game. We zoom in. Boop. Alright, and oh, right here. We can already no. I mean, it's not where I said it would be a shame for it to be, if that's any consolation for me. I don't know if that's better, but, you know. Thresher Maw is getting a little predictable, huh? Where are you at? Yeah. Yeah. Leave my Mako alone. I mean, we're not doing so bad here. For what that's worth, but good God, I hate Thresher Maws. Hello? Get. I missed. I don't know if he's actually hit us yet this time, though, so... He, she... I don't know if Thresher Maws even have a gender. Whoop. Victory! Not victory. I see his little pip on the map still. Also, Thresher Maw ignores my shields, apparently, so... That would explain a lot of things. Goodbye, Thresher Maw. Freaking hate Thresher Maw. Worst. The absolute worst. 0 to 10. Do not recommend. Boop. Mercury. Alright. Into the science lab. Oh, there it is. Alright, we found the science lab. For what that's worth. Alright. Into the science lab. Let's see what we can do about this not hostage negotiation. Take down the terrorists, but remember to check your targets. Civilians are so addled by their drugs, they'll wander right in the middle of the... Oh, great. Okay, so there is no negotiation here, huh? Malfunctioning object. Shredder rounds. Door control. Hello? Insane scientist. Oh. Alright, so everything's horrible here. I'm backing up a little. That's a lot of enemy. Okay, that's their leader. Oh. What are you doing here? Get meleeed. Get meleeed. Okay, so journal. Unlimited, but avoiding civilian casualties. Well, I did not avoid all of them. Okay, there's a terrorist. You clear the facility. Civilian losses were tolerable. Evolution of humanity, huh? Those biologists don't seem no different from the other scum you deal with. So, probably one of the stray grenades I threw got a scientist. If I had to guess what happened here.
Can you feel me growing? I'm gonna bring it all!
They're in my head. All of them. With knives.
Upgrade kit. Object. Okay. An item for Jamesy. Alright, weapons for Jamesy. Alright, so anyways, equipment, right? So we have medical exoskeleton 10, which gives us the most health resistance we're gonna get. And then shield modulator 7. Can I can. Alright, so we're gonna have 8.5 health regen every second. We're basically invincible at that point. Hello? Anything hidden back here? Locked crate. And freedom. Shot level 9 weapons, so we're getting to end game at this point. Oh, a secret item in the corner. I love secret items. It's gonna be something absolutely worthless. I know it, you know it, the game knows it. Alright, level 9 weapons. Everything's not all bad, I guess. Okay, so... Snowblind. 322. Okay. Armageddon. Okay. Pistols. Sniper rifle. Alright, that's a lot of damage, actually. Alright, and, you can fire a lot of shotgun that way. We don't got better armor for anyone, though, right? Yeah, okay, so we're good there. So yeah, I'm curious how many scientists we lost here. That's probably on me for throwing the grenades, though. I mean, they could have wandered the crossfire, but I feel like the game's not going to make, you know, Callie and Rex shoot innocent scientists just for funsies. Though, if they wandered in, like, they probably do have collision hitboxes with the bullets. Like, it might not be any one of our faults. No, I think it was just one scientist while we were fighting the biotics. But how are you doing this morning, Ark? Woo. Return to Normandy. I did not kill all my allies, for the record. I went in saying, can we negotiate, in my defense. Can I report this, or do I just use my terminal to... Nope, they're gonna holler at me when you go to the scientists. But the true power of science comes from the friends we made along... That is actually correct in Mass Effect. Could think about it. But think about it. Like, you have the... Just off the top of my head. Asari, Turians, Quarians, Krogan, Hanar, Volans, the Geth, the Reapers, the Proteans. Like, if we make friends and they share their technology and like their history with us, yes, science does come from the friends we made along the way.
Commander, you took down the biotics with minimal collateral damage.
I killed innocent people today, Admiral. The biotics set it up, but I pulled the trigger.
The biotics had every advantage, including human shields. You lost a handful of civilians. Any other unit I sent in would have lost dozens of innocent lives. You saved a lot of lives today, Commander. Fifth Fleet out.
Alright, we've almost maxed out Paragon. Alright, locate signs of battle. Alright, Rogue VI. Head to the solar system in the local cluster and deal with the Rogue VI on Earth's moon. Well, how's your morning coming along, Ark? You happy, healthy, wise? Has Opal been behaving? Soul. Neptune? So where's Pluto? Mars. Pluto. Dungeon's bad for levels. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, as long as you're having fun, right? Pluto is one of Sol's numerous ice dwarf worlds. It is mainly of note for being the gravitational anchor for the Prothean mass relay to Arcturus. Pluto and Charon, and the Charon relay, formerly encased in ice and considered a moon, orbit each other. Pluto's orbit was circularized in 2157 as a side effect of the Charon mass relay recovery operations. Population Gateway Station is 9,300. With an orbit is 39.5 astral units, an orbital period of 247.7 Earth years, a radius of 1,151 kilometers. Its day length is 9.4 Earth hours, with a trace atmospheric pressure. Its surface temperature is minus 229 Celsius, with a surface gravity of 0.06 Gs. And then Neptune. Though Neptune, like Uranus, has plentiful helium, its remoteness made it an unpromising target for mining before development of Mass Effect drive. With Uranus cheaper to exploit, has never seen extensive development. The only permanent human presence is a small research team on Triton. The population at the research station is 70. The orbital unit is 29.1 astral units, with an orbit period of 164.8 Earth years, and a radius of 24,764 kilometers, and a day length of 16.1 Earth hours. Uranus. After the development of the Mass Effect FTL drive, distant Uranus was the target of a land rush to exploit its combination of plentiful helium-3 fuel and shallow, for a gas giant, gravity well. Today, Uranus is the largest producer of H3 in Alliance space, with a population of 371,000, and its capital is Sakharov Station. The orbital distance is 19.2 astral units, with an orbital period of 121.1 Earth years. Its radius is 25,559 kilometers, and its day length is 17.3 Earth hours. Saturn has been a major source of helium-3 fuel from fusion plants since the 2150s. The moon of Titan is mined for hydrocarbons and used as a hostile environment training facility for Alliance Marines. The population of the orbitals and Titan is 117,000, with the capital being Huygens Dome. The orbital distance is 9.5 astral units, with an orbital period of 29.5 Earth years. Its radius is 60,268 kilometers, and its day length is 10.3 Earth hours. Jupiter. Jupiter's weak gravity well and lethal radiation have kept its moons from being significantly exploited. The largest outpost is Binary Helixes Corporation Nautilus facility, attached to the underside of Europa's ice sheet. The population of all the moons is 9,100 people, with an orbital distance of 5.2 astral units, and its orbital period 11.7 Earth years. Its radius is 71,492 kilometers, and its day length is 9.93 Earth hours. Once considered a prospect for terraforming and colonization, the discovery of faster light travel turned Mars into a quiet backwater. Its southern pole is a historical preserve centered on the Prothean ruins found there. American development are restricted as the search for Prothean artifacts continues. Hello, Dovey. Its southern pole is a historical preserve centered on the Prothean ruins found there. Immigration development restricted as search for Prothean artifacts continues. The colony was founded in 2103, with a population of 3.4 million. Its capital is Lowell City. The orbit distance is 1.52 astral units, with an orbital field of 1.88 Earth years. Its radius is 3,402 kilometers, with a day length of 24.6 Earth hours. The atmospheric pressure is 0.06 Earth atmospheres, with a surface temperature of -138 Celsius and a gravity of 0.38 Gs. How's your Monday come along, Dovey? You happy, healthy, wise, unwise? Whichever brings you joy in your life. For detailed information, please refer to the Standard Issue Alliance Galactic Codex. Each Earth orbit is riddled with debris generated by bootstrap space development. Use of kinetic barriers is recommended at altitudes over 85 kilometers. The surface population is 11.4 billion, with 250,000 people living in the L4 and L5 stations. The orbital distance is 1 astral unit, with the orbital field being 1 Earth year. You don't say! The radius is 6,378 kilometers, with a day length being 23.9 Earth hours. The atmospheric pressure is 1 Earth atmosphere, with surface temperature of 23 Celsius. Venus. With its molten temperatures, sulfuric acid clouds, and crushing carbon dioxide atmosphere, Venus has only a handful of aerostatic research outposts, with a population of 800, an orbital distance of 0.72 astral units, and an orbit period of 224.7 Earth days. Its radius is 6,052 kilometers, and its day length is 243 Earth days. The atmospheric pressure is 90 Earth atmospheres, with a surface temperature of 465 Celsius, Jesus, with a gravity of 0.88 Gs. You got any big plans for the week, Dovey, or just kind of vibing? A handful of solar powered stations exist on the peaks of eternal light at the north and south poles of Mercury. The temperature difficulty posed by the planet's proximity to the sun and high orbital velocity have limited development. With a population of 340, with an orbital distance of 0.39 astral units. The orbit period is 88 Earth days, with a radius of 2,440 kilometers. The day length is 58.7 Earth days, with trace atmospheric pressure. Its surface temperature is 430 Celsius, with a surface gravity of 0.38 Gs. And we're here to go to the moon. An early source of helium-3, Luna is now mined for materials used in space habitat construction. 2 dozen major stations have been constructed at Earth's L4 and L5 garage points, all from lunar resources. The colony was founded in 2069 with a population of 4.1 million. Its capital is Armstrong. The orbital distance is 384,403 kilometers from Earth. Its orbit period is 27.3 Earth days, with a radius of 17.37 kilometers. Its day length is 27.3 Earth days, with a trace atmospheric pressure and a surface temperature of -50 Celsius. Somewhat lame sleep, but we good now. Well, coffee helps, right? Coffee and Red Bull. Alright. Map. Nope. I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo because I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm glad that you're doing better. That's good. Game. There we go. Alright, let's try that again. Land. Alright, so map. Let's try this again. We're going there. Boop. Alright, and we zoom in. Where? Up the mountain. Uppies. Uppies. Alright, Alright, this way. Alright, so here's where we're going. Oh. Turrets. Come on. Frickin' hell. Oh. Everything's horrible. Everything's... Ah, gee. Ah, beans. Alright. Boop. Alright, okay. Boop. Alright, that's all of them? I hear missiles still impacting. Everything's horrible here. Alright. We got three separate ones. Alright. Alright. Power junction. A weapons locker. Alright. Okay. Nope. I already screwed it up. Nope. Nope. Game. Game. Nope. You know. Alright, that's an easy one. Whoop. Perfect. Open door. Open door. I see all those pips. Oh, Dovey. If you're still here. I know that we talked about making the resin coins, right? So we've talked about this. I just forget the answers. Is it a huge pain to make them in multiple colors? And also, do you have an estimated cost that I need to pay you for them? Because, like, my thought is, like, there may be people that weren't aware of that's what we were doing. So maybe I'll get you to make some extras for me, and then, you know, if people really want them. Because on Fourth Wall, we do have the option of adding items that they don't make. So we can, you know, I can have some in like a box or whatever, because I've got a desk in the other room that I can store that kind of stuff in. And then if people really want it, we can just put them up in the store, like in limited quantities, you know, for like, I don't know, whatever it costs to help cover the cost of you making them and mailing them out and stuff, right? Like, we could sell some at whatever if people really want extras or whatever. It's kind of my thought there, right? Or if people like got a higher color tier and they wanted a whole set, you know, we could give that option as well if they want to pay money. But I do need to know how much of a pain it is to do colors, and how much it's going to cost you to make and mail them to me, and then I'll mail them out manually, maybe. Or if you're down to help mail them out, it might be easier to mail them from America to America, and then all handle Canada and international. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but, like, that's kind of the questions I've got for you today. Okay, so I'm just blowing these up, huh? Toxic gas being vented into the bunkers. Well, that's not great. Alright, and freedom. Okay, and through the next door. VI conduit. So, I assume that if I don't take these all out fast enough, it vents gas and I die? That's why it tells me that? Maybe? I don't know, I just work here. The lights on optical mainframes flicker and die. The first of the 3 computing clusters containing the VI is offline. Okay, so we're just going to do this 3 times, I guess, and it's going to probably get progressively worse for us. There is, in fact, a Discord if anyone's interested. Schedules and dynamic timestamps, general announcements, screenshots, clips, and you guys can share your guys' screenshots and clips or from streamers that you think that I'd like. There's self-promotion channels, food, animals, and all the pictures that show up behind chat here are submitted by users. I know that June submitted some. I haven't had a chance to crop them to fit the box yet. But the ones that are currently displayed are done by myself, Dovey, and Moon. Can I get back in my car? I don't want to walk that far. I don't want to walk like 100 meters. That sounds like bullshit. All right. And what do we got here? A secure crate. Nope. Now, my entire strategy, it just does involve just lining up and running straight at it. Because heaven forbid I got good at any of these hacking mini games ever. Boop. Okay, power junctions. Open door. Hello, Vinny. Thanks for your lurkies. So if I just blow up these power junctions, right? Like, does that change anything? Can I just blow up the power junctions without destroying the VI? Questions that I should have asked before I blew up the first VI cluster. Hello? The robots are using cover. Sir? Sir? My 8.5 health regen every second is going to help us. Get out of here, assault drones. Yeah. I don't know how I poisoned an assault drone. That seems like a strange choice. Alright, hello, Moon. What's up? Meow? What? Why are you shocked, Moon? Shocked and aghast. Oh, Moon, I don't know if you've been playing any Shop Titans. Probably not, because I haven't really been playing. I logged on earlier today. There is a Halloween event, if you're interested in Halloween cosmetics still, for doing the things. It's actually Ghostbusters themed, but it's technically a Halloween event. Yes, the pictures above the chat. You submitted pictures. I was just talking about how cute you are and how I want to smooch you. Don't worry about it. Kinetic barrier field of powering up through the bunker complex. That sounds unhelpful. And shabam. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't lock me in here.
All clear.
But yes, you did in fact hear your name. I do occasionally, but like not as consistently because no one else in our group plays, right? And I get bored of playing by myself. That's why I asked if you guys wanted to play in the first place, right? But like I found joining random guilds to be too much pressure because they get mad when you're not playing consistently because, you know, they're too competitive in the things. What's wrong? Why are you injured? So, yeah, those are just barriers everywhere, huh? Just trying to lock me in. Is this where I came from? Boop. Boop. A storage locker. I love loot. Open. Victory. All right, and then one more VI core. Now, here's the problem. Imagine I went back to the one I already cleared. So, I think we came from that one. So we're going to this one. Good morning, Levy. Thanks for paying your taxes. They're opening the door to come get me. The robots. I blame the robots. All right. Hello, Lumi. Everyone's here now. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? Can I want to try this again. These power cores have to have some kind of purpose. Because they don't explode enough to do damage to anything.
I think we got him, Commander.
Now, it could also be that, like, you destroy all the power cores in all of them and don't destroy any VI cores. You can preserve the VI. The meeting candidate, gross. You know, I'm just gonna look it up. Rogue VI, UNC VI, Rogue VI. UNC Rogue VI. Okay. So we get the quest, we prepare, exterior. A new defense mechanism is activated. Kinetic barriers. Okay, so yeah, it looks like taking out the power conduits doesn't actually do anything. But like, I was like, can I take out the power conduits and save the VI for whatever reasons? Whatever my reasons would have been.
Commander.
Anyways, we're zooming. Meetings gross. I love it when I receive an email that my conference call is canceled, and I only have it every other week. Not like excited, but like I have nothing to contribute, right? I'm just there to listen, so it really could just be an email for me. An email, and then I'm like, I just call my manager to clarify whatever it is. Hey, you wrote X or Y, I don't understand, right? Open door. Alright. Oops. Additional drones are powering up. I hate it when additional drones power up. I am running the means or co-running. Gross. And I also hate being in charge. 0 to 10, do not recommend. Hey, a level up. Yeah. Leave my shepherd alone. Okay. VI conduit. I'm not in charge. These are mentor-mentee meetings. That means you're in charge of someone. If you're in charge of teaching someone something, you are in charge. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's how it be. A burst of white noise over all frequencies nearly deafens you. Your hard suit's heads-up display interprets as series of zeros and ones. 01001000, 01000101, 01001100, 01010000. They repeat again and again. Blanket all frequency as lights of the final VI cluster. Liquid die. Specialized class achieved. Your specialization class will place your base class into the talents on the squad screen. Talent rank to your base class transfer to your specialization class. Go to your squad screen to view the bonus you gain with each rank in your specialization class. I'm here for guidance. I'm not in charge. Not how it works here. Providing guidance is being in charge of someone's growth path, though. Whether or not they want to accept that guidance is on them, right? A higher strength killing machine. Shock troopers excel in all combat situations. Increases health, damage protection, immunity or barrier, adrenaline, or nemesis. We take shock trooper. Quad. Alright, shock trooper. Increases health by 4%. Health by 6%. Fitness.
That's the last of them.
Yes, you're not in charge of their growth, but if you're mentoring someone, you're in charge of providing a plan for them to grow whatever it is they're doing. You know? Whether or not they follow that advice is on them. So then I'm confused at what the purpose of this mentor program is. So what are you doing if you're mentoring someone in this scenario? Alright, what side missions do I have left? Yeah, I know, I gotta back out of everything I was staring at just so I can look at side missions and then go back in there. Journal. Okay, so scanning planets, Prothean data disks, Notacrux. Maroon Sea, Notacrux, Vostok. Bavaria, Gemini, Artemis, Hades, Voyager, Argus, Maroon Sea, Caspian, Vostok. They ask questions mostly, but I am not in charge of anything. The mentee is in charge of what the relationship looks like. That's such a weird way to do it, but sure. While Mars 3 has a reducing atmosphere of methane and nitrogen, the surface is hot and mainly composed of sodium with deposits of uranium. In terms of size and orbit, while Mars 3 is a virtual twin of Earth, but utterly lacks life. Its orbit period is 1 Earth year with a range of 6,028 kilometers. Its day length is 18.8 Earth hours with an atmospheric pressure of 0.9 atmospheres. Its surface is not even. It's not a virtual twin of Earth if its surface temperature is 95 degrees Celsius. That is horrible. 0 to 10 would not live.
Looks like we've got an active distress beacon on the planet below, Commander. No message, just a locator signal.
Nodacrux is a verdant world with abundant water, temperature, climate, a thick nitrogen and oxygen atmosphere, and a rich ecosystem. It would seem to be perfect for life. The relatively high percentage of oxygen makes humans feel energized and alive, though it has also allowed insect analogs to grow to frightful sizes. Unfortunately, Nodacrux is a case of almost but not quite. Thunderstorms are common on Earth, but in Nodacrux's thicker oxygen-rich atmosphere, they are deafening and spark constant wildfires. More damning, however, are the large ubiquitous tufts of pollen that float on the high-pressure air. In humans and other oxygen-breathing species, they cause severe or lethal allergic reactions. With an orbit period of 3.6 Earth years and a radius of 5,908 kilometers, and a day length of 22.2 Earth hours. The atmospheric pressure is 2.63 Earth atmospheres, with a surface temperature of 23 Celsius and a surface gravity of 0.9 Gs. It gives ownership because each person is different, so by having the mentee take charge is tailored to them. Sure, it doesn't make any sense to me to call it a mentor-mentee relationship at that point. But, you know, if that's what your company does, that's what your company does. But, you know, I just have a different viewpoint based on my professional experience, I guess. You know, but that's not how I would describe it to people. So, you know, it be what it be, right? I mean, sure, it works, and if that's what you guys call it, that's what you guys call it, right? But that's not how I describe it or describe it to people. You know? Hello? Thor? Why are Thorian creepers here? Everything's horrible all the way out here. 0 to 10, do not recommend being here. Woo. Alright, so... this is unmarked. Can I investigate this a little? I mean, what would you call it? Alright, interesting. So we can't investigate it, but I guess they sent a shuttle or something with Thorian creepers to Nodacrux for reasons? I don't know. No, but like, let's pretend you owned a business and you had to define this kind of relationship model, right? What would you call it, I guess is the question. You know? In the hypothetical, if you started a company and had something similar. I mean, I too am a cog in a wheel, but I still have thoughts on what I would define things as, right? While I hate being in charge, I have definitely considered starting my own business so I could make the rules. Partnership? That's a good way. I actually like the term that Starbucks uses, and actually my current company uses, individual development plans. For for this type of conversation, it'd be I'm having an IDP conversation, right? So it states that we're having a conversation about someone's individual development plan, right? And then the question is it your plan or the other person's plan, you know? So I really like that model. Because what happens with my current company is I'm giving 6 goals specific to my role, and then I generate 2 goals that I want to work on. And they're not required to be related to my role. You know, like one that everyone brings up is, you should just write that you're going to learn how to drive. And I'm like, I'm not going to learn how to drive. We all know that I hate driving. Like, I have no desire to even own a car, much less drive one. You know? And it's a conversation that we have in the office a lot. Is like, I just hate driving so much. I will just listen to my audiobook and read my ebook on transit. Like, driving would be just too stressful for me to be constantly doing. Partnership could work, though. Alright, so, Jesus, everything's across the map. Everything's horrible. Science facility, anomaly. We'll start at the anomaly and work our way south, I guess. So you have to attend this partnership conversation, as it were. What other meetings you got today? Because you said it's a day of meetings, right? Or do you have several partnership conversations? Yeah, so my department is 60 people and growing, so each person owns their development. You're always in charge and support them. We support the team lead by taking on a body. I mean, that makes sense, right? Like, that all makes sense when you explain it, but like, it just sounds like such a weird thing to call it a mentor-mentee relationship when the mentee is in charge of the growth, right? Because, like, to me, a mentor-mentee is like, I see where you're at, you know, and here's what we should work on, you know, and whether or not the person wants to follow that advice is on them. That's how I would define a mentor-mentee relationship. Now, if that's what your company calls it, that's what your company calls it, right? It just don't make sense to James. But James don't work there. Yeah, it's weird. So, how do you measure growth in this scenario would be my next question, then, if the team lead is hands-off on it. It's just very strange to me, right? But if it works for your company, it works for your company, clearly. But, like, so I'm training my new guy, right? And I'm talking to my manager about it, and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And he's like, okay, you should do this, but also send this to me in an email so it's in writing, you know? So that, like, he gave me some guidance on how to train this guy. And then he's like, at the end of the day, send me an email, right? Just so I have it in writing, right? And I'm like, this is what the guy can do, and these are the things I showed him, but he has not done himself, right? But also, like, I do all our reporting on Thursday morning anyways when I'm in office with the new guy. So we're lucky there that if there's a problem, I can have him fix it before we report it anyways. Team needs with each person in their team monthly and does observation and recaps. Okay, so, but you and your partner or mentee will meet with the team lead at some point in the month, right? So if there was an issue with the knowledge or whatever, the mentee could bring it up and the mentor could bring it up. This escape pod is half buried in material that has washed down from the mountains. It was obviously being here for centuries. The computer still has power. Linking with your hard suit, you recover a batch of files containing data on the Thrasher colony. That's the missing piece. Okay. Yeah, it just sounds very weird to me to even define it the way that they define it, but like... I've been wrong about a great many things in my life, though, right? It just feels weird. We have ads in like 3 minutes. I mean, but like... Aside from the meetings, is it a huge strain on you? Does it put you behind on your work? uppies. I don't know why we don't meet with Team Lee and me. I mean, even if it's some kind of informal progress report, right? Which I guess is why I like the IDP model, because we submit to corporate what we're working on, right? And then like twice a year, we have to physically submit how our goals are coming along, right? So I just did my end of year, and I said, also have presentation for new people, so meeting, right? Like, but like, so for example, one of the things that we do is like community service, right? Like food drive or whatever, right? I straight up wrote in my individual document, hey, you know, I did not achieve this metric this year. You know, I straight up was able to say, I didn't do this, but look at all these other things based against what you guys asked me to do and what I said I was going to do, we're doing, right? And then I put up our numbers for apprehensions, right? I did 199 interventions last year by end of year. This year I have performed 170, so I'm on track to exceed last year. You know, by probably, we're probably looking at 210, 220 by end of year, if I had to guess. But anyways, we have ads. Around the bathroom, and I will see you guys in 180 seconds. Boop. So, since I'm really bad about doing shoutouts ever in my life, apparently, check out all these amazing friends that stopped by today. I haven't caught a lot of Yusuf streams, but Yusuf does play a lot of Assassin's Creed every time I come by. Jester does literally everything. Jump Space, Monster Hunter currently with Reek, I believe. Hunt, Dying Light with me, Payday with me, Loop Hero sometimes. Vinny does a lot of Pokemon content. Levy does Levy things, literally anything under the sun. Five Nights at Freddy's, Killer Frequency, Fortnite a lot. Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem. Kingdom Hearts, Stardew, Coral Island, Sunhaven. Dubby does the things, mostly art, and puzzles with us. But she also plays stuff like Repo, Fortnite, Marvel Rivals. Ark does Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Mega does a lot of, Mega Bonk, Coral Island, Stardew, League of Legends, the Auto Battler, whatever it's called. I'm looking for a proper mentor-mentee model. This is there's definitely things I would do different, but not my decision. So just go with the flow until it presents itself. I'm happy to do it, Lumi. I just forget because I'm in the middle of something a lot of the times, and I don't like tabbing out to do it. Now I'm gonna tell you a secret, Lumi. Because I really hate being my own mod and doing shoutouts, I've actually outsourced it to VIPs on this channel. You could be doing shoutouts if you wanted. You could shout out anyone you wanted. Shout out the troops. Shout out everyone that's here. Now, you don't have to, but the option is there if you so desire, you know. If you see someone that comes in that you feel is worthy of a shout out, you know, you have the capability to do it. Now, everyone that's here is a real Twitch user. Their category is set to just chatting. And what I want to do is change their user icon to be like the Simpsons thing, where they're facing the screen in the cinema. I don't know if I can make it fit. I might have to draw something myself. Maybe someone like watching a TV. But I will draw them a user icon one of these years. Also, don't question why I have 3 accounts, because I don't always do it on my own, right? Like, it's hard sometimes when you're playing something action-y. And then you forget when you're on an ad break or taking a pause or something. But, like, often what I yell is, oh shit, I'm my own mod, right? So, clearly I am my own problem, too. But, you know, it's fine, right? Like, no, I don't think anyone expects a shout-out. And I'm really not bothered by not receiving them either, right? I've had conversations with some people that I actively don't want one. Because when I'm around, A, everyone in their core community already knows I stream, and B, I'm there to be a viewer, right? I'm just here to vibe and hang out and do whatever dumb shit I'm doing in chat. And boy, do I have some dumb commentary some days. Have you considered grenade jumping? Yeah, don't do that in Fallout, but you could do it. Like, if you had enough hit points, enough explosive resistance, you could grenade jump in Fallout. Okay, so, but for real, why are there Thorian creepers here? Hello? There's still one here. Did we get him? We did not get him. Hello? Where are you? Are you running around the thing to come get me? Yep. Alright, well. Into the science facility. What the shit's happening here? Like, for real, I'm confused now. Hello? All right, I don't like the way that looks. 0 to 10, do not recommend. That being said, equipment. If I know anything about anything, damage versus synthetics, right? Thorian creepers are not synthetic. We will take a damage over time, I think, in exchange for accuracy. Hello? Right, and then we back into this hallway and make them come to us. Tally? Well, Tally was making a choice there. Okay. So, are they gonna explain what's happening here, or do I gotta puzzle it out? Room seems to be clear, though. I think the nice thing about enemies like Thorian creepers and drones is they're so dumb they'll just run at you. They won't use cover or anything. So it's not a big ass to deal with them. Door control. Door control. Hello? Thorian creeper. So what for has happened here? Storage crate. Uppies. Okay. Open.
Rescuers? Oh, thank God. See? I told you somebody would come to investigate that signal. My name is Dr. Ross, Chief Exogeny Researcher at this facility. We've been trapped in this room for days. We're almost out of food and water. You got here just in time.
Yeah, what happened?
I need to know what's going on. Why is this place crawling with Thorian creepers?
How do you know about the Thorian?
I've seen it.
I know what Exogeny was up to. I saw what they let the Thorian do to those colonists, so I destroyed it.
Our secret's out then. No point in my lying. You already know the worst. The creepers here were created using altered samples from the specimens on Pharos. We discovered a way to turn them into docile, obedient servants.
Uh-huh.
Everything was going fine until a few days ago. Then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful of us made it back into the safety of this room.
Okay, I got follow-up questions.
Why didn't you send a clear message asking for help? All we had was that signal from the emergency beacon.
This is a closed communications base. ExoGenny was worried about someone on the project selling secrets to a rival firm or reporting our work to the authorities. We have no direct communication with the outside, only the emergency beacon. It sends a general distress signal to the ExoGenny site on Pharos. They're supposed to send a team to respond inside of 24 hours, but it sounds like they had problems of their own.
They sure did.
Any chance some of the other people at the base might still be alive?
I doubt it. Too many creepers out there. They never stood a chance. We're the only ones left.
Any idea why they turned on you?
Maybe there was still some kind of link between the creepers and the Thorian back on Pharos. The Thorian was unlike any other life form we've ever studied. I can't explain how, but maybe when it died, it somehow set off the creepers here.
I mean, possibly?
I've heard all I need to.
Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now. There's no sense reporting this to the authorities, right?
So, yeah, people lost their
You're
lives.
in charge of this project. The safety of the staff was your responsibility. They trusted you, and you betrayed that trust.
Be reasonable. I didn't mean for this to happen. Besides, how does it help anyone if I end up in jail? Normally, ExoGenny would have my back, but it sounds like they're going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess on Pharos.
Okay.
But I've got money. A nice little emergency fund I set up. It's yours if you let us go.
You know, this research could help us down the line in our war against the Reapers if we can create expendable shock troops that are... Because Thorians aren't truly sentient. And that would save I'm gonna let this happen.
Deal. Get the hell out of here.
You made the smart choice, Commander.
Yours your computer tones softly, rescuing and deposit your bank for the ExoGenny scientist. Your work here is done. How much money? 100,000. Could have been better, could have been worse. So, ExoGenny facility. Colonists were killed by Thorian creepers, part of an experiment by an ExoGenny researcher. After destroying the creepers, he let the researchers go in exchange for a large payout. Alright, signs of battle. Investigate samples. While on Pharos, you found the personal log of an ExoGenny employee. The doctor's notes seem to express some concern about samples they provided to a group referred only to as Cerberus. Go to Matano system in the Maroon Sea cluster. Okay. So, open map. Matano. Hey, a blue star. Alright, so what's our plan here? I guess work the outside in? Supay has the composition of ice dwarf planet, but is unusually large for such a body. It has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The frozen surface is dotted with deposits composed of potassium and light metals, brought to the surface by cryovolcanic processes. Supay's icy surface is often used as a source of potable water by passing merchant vessels. Since the Alliance claimed the inner system world of Chaska, satellites placed in orbit automatically bail any vessel landing in the world for the massive water removed from the surface. The third Jedi had a difficult time keeping these satellites operational, and they often meet with accidents caused by impact with jettisoned ship debris. With an orbit period of 275.5 Earth years and a radius of 4,370 kilometers, and a day length of 63.4 Earth hours. Zero Earth atmospheres with surface temperature -216 Celsius and a surface gravity of 0.25 Gs. And we found a large deposit of magnesium. Yalapa is a hydrogen helium gas giant with an unusual ruby color caused by contaminants in the atmosphere. The world has over 120 moons, one of the highest totals of all known systems. Once full development of Chaska colony begins, a helium-3 refining infrastructure will be developed by the Alapa system, concentrated on the largest ice moon of Corneria. With an orbit period of 74.1 Earth years and a radius of 72,820 kilometers and a day length of 15.7 Earth hours. Oppo. A craggy world of igneous and basaltic mountains, Oppo is racked by constant geological activity. While volcanic hotspots are rare, continental plates are constantly piling up new mountains, subducting the old ones or causing slips along transform faults. Oppo has a dense atmosphere composed of nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Due to the constant earthquakes and landslide activity, surface exploration is not advised. The rubble-covered wrecks of half-dozen expeditionary ships stand in mute testament to the planet's instability. With an orbital period of 29.7 Earth years and a radius of 6,843 kilometers and a day length of 56.7 Earth hours. The atmospheric pressure is 1.2 Earth atmospheres with a surface temperature of negative 116 Celsius and a surface gravity of 1.1 Gs. Chaska is a large but low-density world, fundamentally similar to its inner neighbor Inti. Like Inti, Chaska is tidally locked to Matano. The same side always faces the sun, resulting in scorching hot day side and frozen night side. In the temperature areas around the Terminator, temperatures average around 30 degrees Celsius. Combined with a nitrogen and oxygen atmosphere, this slender band of habitable terrain allows limited colonization by humans. Chaska's ring is unique. It appears to be, for a lack of a better term, a massive piece of alien installation art. The rings are made of small pieces of synthetic material and are almost invisible from space. Throughout, the casually scatters light of Matano in picturesque ways. It is not known who created the ring or when. Chaska is very early development, with little more than a few pioneer teams scattered across the surface. Information is being collated about the native hazards and ecology, while a massive colonist recruiting drive is gearing up back on Earth. The colony was founded in 2183 with a population of 150. Well, that is a very small colony. With an orbit period of 1.3 Earth years and a radius of 8,059 kilometers. With a day length of 1.3 Earth years, a atmospheric pressure of 0.86 Earth atmospheres, a surface temperature of 67 Celsius, and a gravity of 0.88 Gs. And then the innermost planet, Inti. Inti is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere composed of ammonia and helium. Its surface is mainly composed of sodium oxide and deposits of magnesium. Its density is rather low, leaving the planet to be tide-locked to Matano. Inti is an unremarkable world, drawing little more than a cursory scan for surface pirate anchorages when Alliance patrols enter the system. With an orbit period of 0.6 Earth years and a radius of 9,030 kilometers and a day length of 0.6 Earth years. The atmospheric pressure is 0.56 Earth atmospheres, a surface temperature of 157 degrees Celsius, and a surface gravity of 0.99 Gs. Alright, to Chaska. Rex. Tally. Map. Alright, we got a lot of stuff here. We'll grab the anomaly. We'll grab the debris and we'll work our way around, it looks like. Oop. There we go. We zoom in. Zooming very slowly, but we're zooming. Alright, and that'll work for me. That looks boostable. Oppies. Alright, and the Atwave. And Oppies. Oop. Oppies. Okay, and then that way. Alright, and this is not the way that we're gonna get up here. I can guarantee that. Nope. Alright, that's not how we're getting there. Abort! Abort! Oop. Alright, that looks climbable. Oh. Nope. Come on. Bees. Okay. Come on. There we go. You can very slowly make it up these mountains, you know? Bees. Come on. There we go. Victory. So, sometimes it's harder than others, right? Can I exit this? That's a structure. So, is there a camera mode? Photo mode. Hide UI. Take photo. Hide UI, take photo. There we go. That's a nice photo. Right bumper. Beautiful. Now, also, I can just move myself down here, huh? I don't know where it saves these photos, mind you, but we did it. We took a nice photo of the sunset over this structure. Sunrise over this structure? I guess we're totally locked. It's neither sunrise nor sunset. In any case, we made it to this structure. Parked. Alright. A medical kit. A storage locker. Copies. Nope. There we go. Hey, a level 10 weapon. Technician kit. No computer or anything here, huh? So what are we looking at here? A crate? Recover artifact. So this is going to be a Prothean rune then, I guess, huh? Prothean data disk. There are several small Prothean artifacts in the crate, including a intact Prothean data disk. It appears to be in excellent condition. Hooray! Can I climb this? You can. Copies. Yep, we can stand on top of this for what that's worth. Hey, Rex, you just vibing in there? Okay, getting vehicle. Nope. Map. Alright, over to the debris. Nope. Alright. This way. There is, in fact, a Discord if you want stream schedule, dynamic timestamps, just see what we're doing, clips, screenshots, share what you guys are up to, general stream announcements. If you want to submit photography to be displayed on stream, all the photos up there behind the chat are user submitted. There is some photos I haven't had a chance to add yet, but we will get to that this week during co-working. Copies. Okay, there is enemies over at the debris there. Whee! Alright, so here's the debris.
Looks deserted.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Debris. Allure. There it is. Found it. Alright. Alright. And probe. Begin by... Oh, jeez.
Nope. 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 Failed. At least they let you try as many times as you want, though, right? Come on. Nope. Nope. Some of these are worse than others, and the fact that it resets you to, like, relative 6 o'clock every time you fail is annoying. I guess it is just 6 o'clock, but, like, you know. It is very annoying when, you know, like, it feels unnecessary to reset me to 6 o'clock when I've already picked an angle that I want to go at, right? There we go. Alright, getting vehicle. Alright, so anyways, there's an abandoned thing right over near that there was enemies at. That I just kind of bailed on to go get the debris so I didn't forget about it. So what for has happened here? And what are the enemies? Husks?
How horrible. The entire colony must have been transformed.
Well, that took more bullets than I want to admit. Alright, can I go inside here? There is an inside here. Which means loot and or experience points. Hello? I mean, if they're gonna stand still and let me shoot them, like, I'm gonna take it. Alright, well that was easy. There's a lot of explosives over there. Yeah. Yeah, they're just running in circles there. Not really sure what to do with that. Melee. Okay, so there's one more. Upstairs, maybe? Yeah, above me. Fusion cell. Ooh, a crate for Jamesy. Just me looting in the middle of combat. Don't worry about it. 250 items again. I love that for me. Hello, crate. More loot for Jamesy. Hello, Husk. Alright, uppies. Alright, so where for? A weapons locker. Alright, perfect. More weapons for Jamesy. Alright, that's it. Oh, 2 aid stations. Uno. Dos. Alright, equipment. Any upgrades for my companions? Same. So nothing. Nothing. Brawler, that's a straight upgrade. Armageddon 9. So Banshee's a downgrade. Breaker is more damage, less heat sink, more accuracy. Probably not worth it. Yeah. Alright, perfect. Alright, and we zoom in. Ooh, malfunctioning object. That means I don't gotta play a lockpicking minigame. I love not playing the lockpicking minigame. That being said, we probably have enough Omni-Gel that I don't need to be playing the lockpicking minigame. I could just pay to win. And even if so, we're nearing 300 items. We could just scrap items to pay to win, right? I truly do not need to play the lockpicking minigame other than I like hoarding resources, I guess. Uppies. Come on. Uppies. Come on. There you go. And then as soon as you're on the actual grass or terrain, you can claw your way up. Alright, there is a mining minigame here. Uppies. Boop. Hello, beryllium. And freedom. Oh, that was a easy mining minigame. Okay. Map. Civilian structure. So science facility and then another civilian structure. Alright, we zoom in. This way looks like our easiest way out. Don't need a boost to even do this one. Poppies. Okay, so the science facility is at the top of that hill on my left there. Okay. So there's the other civilian facility, so we can grab that and then go up the mountain and complete what we're accomplishing here. Is this the one we already did? No, this is the other one. Okay, enter building. Alright, what do we got here? Yep. Yep, more husks. We're just gonna blow that up so I don't blow it up when they're running at me. Sir, that's a wall. Nope. Alright, you're actually shooting at something. I just got out of a meeting. Thanks for the shout out. I mean, I'm happy to do it. How was your meeting? How's working today? Working's the worst. That being said, I also get bored of doing nothing, so working keeps me out of trouble at least, you know? It's definitely a trade-off. Goodbye, Husk. Jeez. The Husk just running back and forth and not caring that I'm shooting at it, huh? Alright, we got one. Alright, there's another one back there. Trade-off for sure. Okay, I wish I had made myself some tea, though. It's not too late to go make tea. Yeah, absolutely. Go get some tea. Get yourself a little beverage, because, you know, meetings are a lot of work. And talking and whatever, right? A crate. A crate for Jamesy? 260 items. I love that for me. Aid station. Poppies. Alright, I see weapons lockers. Lots of items. Upgrade kit. Gemini amp. Nope, that's a wall. Tornado, razor, thunder. Override because I'm lazy. That was a grenade. Well, I just grenaded myself, so if anyone needed a update on what was happening here, that would be it. Omnigel. So, I think here's what we do, is we start converting a lot of this stuff into Omnigel. Do I need Omnigel? No, but we're not at the cap on Omnigel either. And I do need inventory slots, so... No. Convert all junk. There we go. Now, that being said, you know, this isn't a ringing endorsement in plans, but, you know, it is what I got, right? Anything that's below a 9 is going to go at this point. We got a lot of 9s even. 9s make up half of our stuff. We will keep the Spectre weapons because they are fairly strong anyways. And then we have a weapon should we need to bring in one of the characters that isn't these characters without unequipping a bunch of stuff, right? So that's my plan, is we're going to convert a lot of this into Omnigel. I believe the Omnigel cap is like 1,000. I've been wrong about things in my life though, but you know, I believe that to be the case. Okay, sniper rifles. Oh, I converted my Spectre weapon, which is what I said I wasn't gonna do. So what do I know about anything? 7-9. So cooldown bonus. That's fine. 7-9. Okay, so duration bonus, power bonus, cooldown bonus. I'm gonna give this to Rex because I forget that I even have things, and then I'll take the Gemini, Solaris, Unity, Polaris. So 7-5. Oh, these are biotic astros with omni tools. That's where I'm going wrong here. Okay. And we're zooming. We have cleared this structure for what that's worth. All right, exit console, exit building. All right, enter Mako. Okay, so the science facility at the top of this hill. All right, that way. We zoom in. Uppies. Up. Whee! Alright, and there's enemies. I see them. Hello? I know that there's two there. Oh, there they are. Whoop. All right, out. Exit. Boop. All right, open door. Open. Open. Oh. Husks. Alright. Oh. I mean, if you're gonna stand out in the open, sir. Easy money. Oh. Alright. Oh, I back out. I heal. I hate it when the enemies get behind me. Oh, once again, I like fighting husks because they'll just run at you. But the problem being, they'll just run at you and get behind you somehow. Hello? Sir? Perfect. Alright, so what for? Okay, so there is... Perfect, there's my quest objective. I was gonna be like, so what for is gonna happen here? So we're gonna go this way. Empty. Alright, open. Terminal. Perfect. A colonial pioneer team rarely consists of more than a few dozen specialists. It's clear that none of them have survived. The Cerberus group has a lot to answer for here. Object. Woo. Open. Okay. Journal. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of that. Cerberus have conducted illegal genetic research in an effort to create an assault army. You have found Kohaku dead in one of their bases, and now are the only one who can stop them. Okay, so signs of battle, emblems, protein data disks, metals, and then raising a China sovereign. You discovered use a mutant to top Saren before his conduct and release a Reaper invasion on the galaxy. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a new save. Save 33. But also we're gonna create save 34 while we're here. Because we can start the quest, but I want a save that I may save over because I'm dumb. Where I can come back and do all the exploration stuff and get the achievement if it so exists, right? So I don't know. What are we looking at in time? 11:40. So we definitely don't beat the game today. But let me just look up a guide and see how long Ilios is. Mass Effect 1 Ilios. I think we go to Ilios, then we go to the Citadel from there, and then that's the final sequence, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Ilios, Conduit, and then the final fight, right? Okay, so we got 3 sections left. Ilios, Conduit, and then Citadel. Okay. So I don't think we'll beat Ilios today. So what we're gonna do... What we'll do, actually, is we'll raid out here, like 20 minutes before our end time. Then I'll create a list of all the medallions. I will do that off stream. And then we will go to... We'll go to Ilios at the start of the next stream. Like, I will just set up and save, you know, right outside the planet in the star system. And that'll be that, right? That's the plan in any case, right? So save. So we'll save on 34. It doesn't really matter because I'll just do the collection stuff off stream. Because I don't know where it is and I'm going to have to look it up. And I'm going to assume that's not interesting to you guys. There's no story bits that you're going to miss there. So let us go to our outro panel. So thanks for coming today, guys. Possibly bonus content this evening, doing something, maybe some Elite Dangerous or something. We're out exploring, which is something that we don't normally do. So that could be neat, fun, or whatever. Jurassic World. That's the wrong schedule. That one. Jurassic World tomorrow and Wednesday. Palia on Thursday. Co-working on Friday. Fallout 76 with Lumi on Saturday. And Chrono Cross on Sunday. All morning streams this week. I'm working evenings late in the week, so I won't be around in the evening for evening streams. Which means no game after co-working on Friday. No Digimon this week. And then, yeah, I ain't got anything else for you guys to cover off today. Dying Light with Jester on Monday. We'll start challenge modes for Jurassic World next week. Factorio with Dr. Buttercar on the 8th, I believe that is. 7th. Co-working on the Friday. Fallout 4 with Crowd Control on the Saturday. We will return to Nuka World. Digimon on the Saturday evening at 5 p.m. And then Chrono Cross on the Sunday. Stick around for your bonus A-coins. I will raid you out. Make sure you guys eat, drink, hydrate, and do your self-care, please. It's very important that you take care of yourself. You can't take care of the world if you're not taking care of yourself. Zone is playing Dark Souls. Charlie's playing Minecraft. Guild Wars. Games and demos. You know what? If we come back for bonus stream tonight, we'll play Hydroneer. It's a little mining game that I bought a little while back. I haven't launched it yet. I was going to play it yesterday, off stream, but you know, I will launch that if we come back this evening. If not, you guys are just gonna miss the first time I play Hydroneer. So that's the plan for if I come back this evening. That's what we'll do. I'm just trying to find a new friend because I ain't got to go to work today. So like we can go do whatever. A lot of these people are in like Mass Effect 2, which is not what we're looking for, because if people are following along the story I'm running, I don't want them to be confused when we get to Mass Effect 2. That's in Russian. Alia, Silent Hill. Mass Effect. Metal Gear Solid. Co-working, just chatting. Astra is playing Planet Zoo. Lenny's playing Palia. Faye is doing her subathon. Date everything. Voices of the Void. Fortnite. Pokemans. Outbreak. Mass Effect. I ain't got any community events to talk about. Charity stream is likely going to happen first week of December. What we're going to do, I couldn't possibly tell you. But that is the plan for it thusly. Resident Evil 4. Teamfight Tactics. If you guys have anywhere more important to be, leaving now while I try and find a raid target is perfectly valid. You know, I'm just kind of out here trying to find a new friend with That's not spoilers and has a stream title that makes sense to me. So I know what they're doing. Which is kind of the struggle some days, mind you, right? Sunflower Shop is playing Creepy Shift Roadside Diner. Super Mario 64, Resident Evil 2. They are... Oh, they're in the escape sequence. I see the timer at the top there. Yeah, none of these, what they're recommending for new friend, are jumping out at me. So what are the people that we're following doing today? Zone, Charlie, Steph's playing games and demos. Phasmophobia in German. Zerola is playing Days Gone. Pokemans. Crochet. Gabs is playing Repo. Also, the problem when we raid friends is I don't always want to raid the same people, right? Jockey is playing Repo with Gabs. Eve is playing Red Dead and just started their stream. Shadow is playing Voices of the Void. I'm going to send you guys over to Shadow. They're playing Voices of the Void. Lucy plays Voices of the Void. And I don't think I've ever raided Shadow, so this will be a good one. So make sure that grab your raid messages if you're coming along. First message is for subs, second message is for followers. But once again, make sure you guys have a snack, get some fresh air, drink your drink, do your self-care, and take care of yourself. So you can't take care of the world if you're not taking care of the world if you're not taking care of yourself.